Well, welcome to this week's Maker feature. We're going to be looking at levels by Rybonez, who is a maker that we've featured here a number of times in the past, including when we played his Super World on one of our streams last year. We've got quite a lot of catching up to do, though, so... yeah, Rybonez doesn't often manage to make it to our live stream, and usually tends to catch up on some of the VODs afterwards. But because some of these levels are on the lower side when it comes to clear rates, and can take a bit longer, as you can see with that 7-minute record there by Dr. Hazar, I don't tend to feature them all that often, so we're going to take this opportunity to catch up on as many of the recent ones as we can. Probably just picking up from where we left off when we went on hiatus last year, and just covering as many as we can to get back on our feet. So, we'll be beginning with a look at the Mariner's Mask from September, where a cursed cave calls out to Toadette, who daringly dives, defying death. I'm not actually going to switch constantly between characters to meet the recommendation, but do recognize, of course, that there is a recommendation. For now, though, let's pretend to be Toadette as Mario. Very neat looking diving mask in the cover image in that thumbnail. Also, audio is out already, so you want to switch to Toadette, that's a great idea. That'll also allow me to fix my audio, which has decided to crap out at the beginning of the stream for once. So just give me one moment, and we will get that in on the next attempt. Welcome in, by the way, Ginja Bear. Yeah, that went kaput surprisingly quickly. And hopefully the issue will get sorted out before too long. And yeah, audio should be back. And you usually join to lurk before bed, so you're rarely in chat. Yeah, no worries about that. You're always welcome to lurk. The Mariner's Mask, by the looks of it, looks like it's going to refer to the Phanto that we spawned from grabbing the Cursed Key. Toadette, of course, will come and repeat this afterwards, I'm sure. Don't really see Phanto in the water all that often. And neither have a lot of the other players, as you can probably see by the death markers all over the place. So yeah, there is going to be a certain element of randomness to the pattern, I think. Although right now we are horizontally locked to one screen wide. And so, at least the movements will be somewhat expected, if also something we need to improvise around. So, whoops, let's be careful here. And we'll be looking for some kind of P-switch activation before we plug the key in the door that's up top. I don't see what that P-switch activation is yet, but I think we just haven't been swimming far enough to see what's going on, so let's go back there and just dodge very carefully. Just like that. And I guess we need to spawn a P-switch here. And just stall here until that happens. And we need to wait in this room. Because there's going to be a little survival challenge in here where we are constricted to that box. And yeah, we'll just see if we can make that work. It's very difficult to make Phanto interesting, but we've seen a couple of levels do it, including this one, by just restricting your space to certain locations that make him a survival challenge within a challenge. And that's what's going on with the P-switch at the top. Also, if you miss the P-switch cycle, if for some reason you don't go through the one-way panels and enter the key door zone, more P-switches always do respawn from the pipe, so... No reason to stall when it comes to that. You do just want to get into the room right away and do the challenge and hopefully live to tell the tale. So far, though, we've got some work to do before that happens. One thing that you'll notice about a lot of Rybonez levels as you play them as well is that they have a lot of challenges that are kind of segmented one screen at a time. In this case, it's one screen wide, although we are scrolling up all the way. But that's something you'll definitely want to keep an eye out for as we play more of these levels today, that a lot of them do have a bit of a challenge room structure to them, at least in my previous experience. And we'll see if that remains true for a lot of the creations we're going to be looking at soon, so need to get the pipe within range, dodge over to Fanto, get into the room, and we'll just circle around that oscillating pattern. Of course, you do need to account for the bit of startup time that you have when you're in the water. You can't really react that quickly from zero, apart from adjusting your vertical position to bob up and down. And so, that's probably the trick to it, is just to take advantage of the fact that the vertical position is what we have the most control over at any given time. So we do want to just dodge by going up and down whenever we can see that figure 8 pattern coming. So yeah, once you do establish that method, you can get through without too much trouble. So here we go again. This time we'll be going down after we foolishly go for the 30 coins first. So yeah, if we're not scrolling the screen, there's a bit of, not quite regularity, but some predictability to the figure 8 pattern that you're going to see from Fanto. I do want to see if I can grab these and survive to tell the tale. I think I can. And yeah, there's a particular gap, and we need to wait for it as we drop in. Now our space is really quite constricted, but if we head down quickly, we shouldn't have to worry too much. Oh, nope. Okay, that we'll need to work on. So let's drop in. I am discovering that if we drop quickly, Fanto is much less of an issue. And, oh, kind of got squished in a corner there. Probably shouldn't have gone so far forward when he's sweeping in from off screen like that. Anyway, I, for some reason, like going to the right side better than the left. I don't think there's a huge difference that we're making here. Okay, we need to probably drop suddenly in one of those locations between spinies. Or at least progress a little faster by going through both the top and bottom. Yeah, pretty understandable challenge so far, though. And like I said, one of the more interesting Fanto levels that I've had to deal with. Not that we see Fanto very often, actually. Very rarely used element, I think, because of that lack of control on the part of the maker. This naturally makes it a difficult element to build with. Okay, one more key. Let's just drop in. Mind those spike balls. I was thinking too far ahead to the big ones on the right side that are just crunching through everything. But that's pretty much going to be it as we go down and then back up. Just one checkpoint in this level. Fairly short exercise. Which I kind of predicted, given that the clear rate is actually decently high on this one. Oops. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Not too bad at all. So yeah, just need to drop quickly, and then we should be fine. Something tells me it would be very foolish to just go through the blue ring directly We can, but I would prefer not to. Does mean we'll have to endure a little bit of this survival challenge here. Just, yeah, lead the target. Oh, whoops, too much. Okay, fairly close that time. I think I do have an intended method with that, but actually going through with it with some precision is going to take a bit more work. Mang, welcome. Good to see you here as always. And yeah, Mang, I did see that you had uploaded a new tribute to the art of the supernova pipe. We may have to look at that later in the weekend. Whoops. I haven't actually looked at it yet, I just guessed from the thumbnail and the description that that was the approximate idea. Whoops. Okay, let's get through here. Doing okay so far. He's going to sweep in from off screen, and we are going to dodge in a very stylish fashion. Nope, going to get caught there. Probably should have remained in the bottom middle just to make sure I have a bit of dodging space before that cycle of the pattern actually passes me by. But these are just some of the little adjustments we can make to make this work out a little bit better. So, through we go. Very close one there. And yeah, just need to give Phanto a chance to swipe towards me and dodge at the last minute. Need to set a very decisive location. Also note one-way panels up top in the middle segment before the flag. We do need to figure out how to get around those in a pattern that's actually going to be safe, because they do force you to take a bit of a left before you go for the flag, and at that point without as much vertical space to work with, so. Alright, just gonna make it through. Speed down here. That was totally not intended when it comes to how much height I was gaining there. Okay. Let's head back down once we're able. And down we go. Nope. That was entirely too close. Yeah, I was trying to drop in there before bobbing myself too far up. I was hoping that Phanto would go towards the lower location there, but I guess since we're near the bottom of the screen boundary, there was only so much room for us to tug the mask down even further. Yeah, obstacles like this really do restrict your space. Alright, let's move in here. Whoops. Very rough start. It's okay, just trying to get through slowly. Wait for the mask. Up we go. Up we go. And down. Yeah, this whole passage is going to feel rather safe as we just drop. Okay, that was close. Far too close. But we'll just drop in soon. Okay, Okay. That worked. Alright. Yeah, the trick there is you don't want to be bopping up too aggressively because I'll be gaining far too much height. And just ram right into the booze after that, so... that is best avoided. Whoops. I'm totally getting swiped. Nope, not quite. Okay, that worked. Really do just have to play a game of chicken with that thing. Alright, that's not too bad. We just need to survive now without doing too many ridiculous things. Here's one segment where going left to right actually does help. Okay, now we go. Nope. There we are. Okay, now it's going to get tighter and tighter. And as you can see, we're kind of reduced to one space at a time as we approach the flag. Interesting way of raising the tension there. Really do need to find a good opportunity to dash right through. Or, well, swim right through. Okay, we're having a lot of sound glitches, so let me just see if I can fix that up somehow. It's even worse than usual today. So, I would like to figure out what's going on. But I'll be back in just 1 minute, and hopefully it'll stay fixed. Yeah, unfortunately it's been happening so often lately that I may have to just knock down the video quality of the whole stream. But we'll just get back here and hopefully not run into that too often. And also not start the level over. Okay, so hopefully that works. Actually, there is a mild issue in that. The sound should still be coming through the stream alright, but I'm losing it locally. So, maybe the fix isn't that much of a fix. But that's okay, we'll just progress through and we'll just try to fix it between levels. In the meantime, let's see if we can dodge through here. There we go. Alright, let's try this again. See if this goes any better. Not quite, not yet. Let's duck down. Speed through. It really does pay off to go fast in some of these lower segments. Okay, there we go. And yeah, that's pretty much an accurate description of what this stream has been struggling with lately. Whoops. Yeah, do let me know if it is coming through on your end, though. It should be, from what I'm seeing on my side. But I'm not actually able to monitor it. So we'll see. Yeah, like I said, I might just have to knock down the video quality until we can have a more permanent fix. Okay, good. Glad it sounds good on your end. It'll be good to get as many of these issues sorted out as I can before we get into some of the streams that I have in mind for July. Like I was saying on some of the previous streams, I do have a big indie lineup that I'll be doing in midweek streams, like the current time slot. And so we'll just be alternating that with Mario Maker as we get into the middle of the summer. Yeah, good thing I'm not playing music levels today, or things would be glitching all over the place. Yeah, let's be careful here. And okay, not quite. Down we go. And that's going to go reasonably well. As is this. Much better than usual, in fact. Give spoilers for what games I'll be playing? Yeah, I probably should. At least post a bit of a schedule beforehand. I will say that some of them are definitely ones that you've heard of or possibly have recommended. It will not be Sonic Robo Blast, though. I should set expectations. I do want to do it at some point, but right now I'm not really set up to stream and play off my PC at the same time. Or at least I haven't done the kind of performance tests to take that for a spin and see how that's going to go. But I picked up a whole bunch on the Switch, though, and I'm mostly trying to prioritize games that I can get through in short sessions, usually in what I would estimate are 1 or 2 sittings, depending on puzzle ability and other such things. But we'll see about that when we start running them, because I find that it's very easy to just lose track of a lot of short games after a while if you just spend most of your time playing one thing like we've been doing with Mario Maker for a while. Yeah, up until the eShop sales started coming up in the middle of June, I don't think I had actually bought anything since Bowser's Fury back in February. And I used to keep a massive indie backlog. Like, I used to buy on the eShop all the time. But that was before I started streaming, before Mario Maker just sort of consumed everything else. So, yeah, it'll be nice to get some playthroughs of some new content here. And yeah, it might be a couple of weeks before I return to doing quite as much midweek Mario Maker feature material, but we'll still be running viewer levels on the regular times as much as I can. So, alright, let's let it sweep. There we go. And through. Down we go. Okay, so everything's going to get cut. We'll just find a good dodging pattern here. It's going to be off screen and therefore unnecessarily risky. We'll let the boo ring turn a little bit more so we can just go straight up all at once. Going to get some lives for Endless, which isn't going to matter too much. Okay, just going to position ourselves like this. I do like this idea of the one-way panels giving you a gentle escape route until you get to the end. Even if you do have to repeat some content when you fail. Alright, this should be it. There we go. There's the flag. And there are the totally inaccessible key doors at the very end. And thank you for the GGs. 1 second while I try to give the sound one more quick repair. It should be okay on your end. It's not okay on my end, which is an unusual circumstance. So let's just see if we can fix that up. And we'll move on to Stratospheric Stumble after that. Okay, it is back on my end, I think. We'll just pop that through quickly. Okay, should be good. Hopefully it actually sticks. And yeah, we'll give that to Boot. Or perhaps give that to Fish. One of them anyway. That's a very appropriate emote given the cover image here. This little meta core spot that we see in a thumbnail of Stratospheric Stumble, where some skyward skipping and scurrying for the stout and steadfast Toad, who is currently being played by Toadette. Let's see how this goes. Alright, once again, we just have a one screen wide challenge. The idea will be to jump over to the other side, grab the helmet, probably wear the helmet and just take... no, we need a key. I actually don't know who has the key. I would guess that it's possibly from killing the Thwomp, but... we probably need to lower the Thwomp first, and then... We can't do that because it'll be trapped under a Y1A panel, but maybe it'll spawn something for me. Yes, there we go. That makes everything much easier. And that was a total miss. I mean, this is an SMB3, I should have been able to pick that up. There we go. Nope. Yeah, no, I see how it's going to go here. That the vines spawn, but then once we get the spiny shell, we are able to kill the Thwomp. And so, that's going to be the central concept here. We jump over, we grab the spiny shell, kill the Thwomp. That's the key. Whoops. Okay, that's okay. I'm sure we'll be able to get something else on the other side. I am supposed to be Toad, so let's take advantage of the swap just as we notice that there is a bit of a spiny shell check at the very end with those piranha plants, so. Toad we go. Yeah, I guess our Toadette was summarily punished for being the wrong character for the job. Yeah, it feels much better instantly. Okay, so this is just going to be another one-room challenge here where I try to jump around until I find an opportunity to get all the way over. Okay, not too difficult to recover our position though, so there we are. And down we go. Nice little gate check here. Okay. Just trying to look for the opportunity to head back down and up. Probably shouldn't have spent that much time dancing around, but we do what we can. Whoops. Okay, down we go. Yeah, need to go a little bit faster. I think that is the correct pattern. I just need to go slightly earlier. And yeah, given that the cloud has a totally predictable positioning when you are stopped on either side. You know how it's going to be constrained. It's not really going to be manipulated by anything else. Saves you the trouble of putting tracks together and also gives you a bit more velocity. Okay. Just looking for an opportunity to head down. Oh, I like that, actually, just swinging to right like that. That's probably the right idea, actually. Just go down and then just jump over to the right, too. Dodge one round entirely. Just took me a moment to figure that out. As the safe way to do things. Whoops, let's start over. Yeah, it's kind of nice to have those overlaps that you can get with the cloud as well. Okay, down we go. Bad idea. And then... now we go. Yeah, I kind of hesitated there. And changed my mind when I was in midair, which is always a bad sign. Whoops. Not quite what I was going for. But yeah, I can definitely tell that Rybonez levels have this pattern of really favoring these designs that go one screen at a time. Because the timings do have this very tight sense of control to them. I don't know why I'm failing to grab that. I'm ducking too early, actually. That's what's happening. I'm duck sliding into it rather than picking it up. There we are. Okay. Now that we know what's going on. Whoops. I'd totally forgotten about that one-way panel on the left. And so I was moving as though I was going to crash into a wall. That did not end up being the case. Probably should have accounted for that. Would have been a much smarter thing to do. Okay, through we go. And how can we do this? There we go. Yeah, no, I shouldn't fall through immediately. I probably don't want to be falling through there at all, actually, until... I mean, it's the only way back down, so I do want to do that, but I don't want to do that prematurely until I'm absolutely certain that I'm going for the escape. Plenty of opportunity to jump back and forth until that becomes the case, so... Yeah, no, I want to jump over once, and then jump to the left and then go. It's going to be a little bit tricky to react to that in sequence, but we'll do it. Okay, down we go. And down we go. Not exactly what I was going for. Not quite. And over. Okay. This is beginning to feel pretty smooth in the first part. I was going for one additional jump, but didn't quite get the landing I wanted. But I think that is going to be the pattern I want, so... There we are. And there we go. No, I was trying to crack that and jump to the left. That did not quite go. So yeah, don't quite have the timing worked out just yet. That's a very well-placed pig. Beautifully placed pig. I feel like we discovered an Easter egg just by dumping ourselves down there and finding that very subtle effect. Okay, here we are. And back. Okay, so this whole thing still needs a bit of adjustment. Yeah, I was trying to crack left there, didn't quite make it. Probably don't want to be doing that when the Pokies are still swinging to the left like that. I think that's still not quite right. Okay, over we go. Nice controlled jumps. Yeah, I feel like I haven't really planned that yet, and that I'm a little too preoccupied with doing all the other jumps to get up to that point. The previous pattern to get back to the left was okay. We just need to figure out the right adjustment to get out of there safely. It's partly an issue with just turning left quickly enough once I get down to the lower level. And so we still don't really have the right timing for that yet. Might need shorter jumps here all around. Plop comes down. And there we go. Well, first room is starting to get a little bit more reliable. Could be better, of course, but we won't be complaining. Yeah, just a short jump. Whoops, no. I was trying to hang left and then pull back to the right, but I pulled back to the right too soon, so I just never fell off the platform in the first place. That's what happened there. Because I knew that previously turning around was the timing that I didn't quite manage to nail just yet, so. We'll see if we can make this work. Down everything goes. Nope. Okay. And over. So yeah, we'll just redo it until we get it, until we get a decently reliable method here. Yeah, I probably want a higher jump coming out of that. I still don't think I can really beat that cycle just yet. I think I actually had a more reliable method earlier when I was just going quickly. Because you don't want to introduce too much variance just by dwelling on one place and jumping back and forth for too long. Nope. Spacing did not feel right there. There we go. Whoops, nearly fell. And nearly whacked my head against a Rybonez. Neither of those would have been great. Yeah. Okay, some coins here. In this thing, of course, I'm going to check my height there, even though I do think that's fairly well defended from the soft lock possibility. Yeah, just a lot of jumping around, some instability in this on-screen space. The idea here will be to not do that. Okay, and then we... Ah, yes, one-way panels. Didn't think that through. Well, it is a checkpoint. That's for sure. Yeah, that could have gone better. Always nice to know I managed to do it on the first try, though. Just not the second. Really can't afford to be missing. With this next segment here, it's abundantly clear what to do. Actually doing it, though, will require a bit more finesse. There we are. Not quite. Need to get a bit of a better bounce to do that, unless I... Actually, no. I like the idea of swinging, or rather jumping to the left side claw, and then jumping back to the right to grab the spring off the right side claw. I think going back to the one-way panels is actually a wrong idea, and that I don't really have a safe spacing to do it. So, I'm going to try a different method on the next pass. Yeah, everything here just built around a lot of back and forth. Back and forth with an element of instability or some other kind of time pressure. So even though you're seeing quite different obstacles in each successive room, and they do feel like they're fundamentally part of the same unified concept. Gotta be careful here because of the spikes up top. That's how you do it. And that's how you do it. Okay, great. Yeah, just being a little bit overly cautious about the spikes. I think a simple bounce on the spring should be able to get me across, but didn't quite manage that. But yeah, the spikes are placed quite deliberately just to... Whoops, okay, that's a bad idea. Although it does let me go through this way as well as try this. And try this. And that will actually simplify things slightly. Yeah, really enjoying this room so far. Just a lot of multiple uses of these elements. Actually quite impressive how much the spacing in that room is doing. That the spacing works just right for all of these interactions to happen the way they do, and to kind of impose that specific solution. It's also very visible right from the start. I think it's very clear what to do. Okay. Yeah, the throwing, the short bounce, everything just kind of works when it comes to how the spacing is done. And then I need to get back up, don't I? So what's going to happen is do this, and up we go. Very nice. And a well-earned checkpoint over there. On-off switch is going to do what for me? On-off switch is going to drop the munchers, which may have something else stacked on top of them, but I'm not really sure. They had better have something else stacked on top of them, but we'll see as we try to get through. Ah, no, I do need an additional jump there, and something is going to happen with the Goom split as well, unless Of course, the goom split is just dumping everything to those 2 slots to the left and right of the big goom. Yeah, it's going to be 2 on-off hits, but then I need some kind of safe landing location, so maybe not. Yeah, let's see here. No, I just want 1 hit, actually. It's fairly clear I just want 1 hit. So let me just think about our spacing here. Yeah, there we go. Purely a spacing challenge to deal with that slope on the left side. It looks like we will need to sneak under here. And sneak under there a little bit faster. Can't really hesitate. Nope, that's just a total miss. And I assume, too, that everything is just built on the bottom half here. From what we can see. Given that the checkpoint spawns you pretty high in this layout, but the camera has a totally fixed position. Okay, up we go. Yeah, trying to shorten that jump a little bit so we don't get into as much trouble with the ceiling, but as you can see, that still needs a bit of work. Whoops. Nope, miss. So yeah, definitely a few things we can clean up here, including not cutting too many corners. Yeah, stomping the one down below like that is not quite what I'm going for. Interesting that I'm able to do that while taking the hits that leads to my death. I guess it's because I made contact as the whole stack was moving to the left, so that's how that happened. Yeah, let's maybe not pull back so much on that jump. Nope, too much momentum. I was totally unconcerned about these jumps the first time I saw them, and then always feels a little bit dangerous to go over that on the left. Okay. I feel like that was maybe not the best idea, but there we go. Except I still need to hit something. Oh no, this is a pipe on the left. Okay. Interesting how the timing is totally controlled here. That's a very subtle touch. Just to make that timing of the munchers and bouncing work every time, given their initial spawn position, even after their repositioning afterwards. Okay, that worked out. Thank you for the GGs. Let's take a look at Bootleg Burrow. Mario uses a mysterious mushroom to boot and scoot his way to the loot. And a record on this one by Persia. A Toad's just going to pretend to be Mario. It'll be highly inappropriate. I'm sure he'll be punished for it soon enough, but until that point, we're just going to use little boot grabs over here. I feel like I was supposed to land the boot. Oh, you know what? No, we can just hop into it. Once again, you really do have to admire the strategically placed oinks. That's one thing that's definitely a bit of a Rybonez trope as well. I've run into it many times before. Whoops. Okay. Probably need to drop the boot here on the conveyor and catch it on the other side before despawning. Very nice. Okay. Same kind of a direction here. Not quite. I don't know if I'm just dead from doing that, actually. It's quite possible that I am, given that we have the small boot and we can't stomp with it. We can just try to lose it, though. But that won't be it. Because it looks like I will need a bit of boot flight to get through that. Might have gotten ourselves into a bit of an SD position there, unless I'm misreading that somehow. Whoops, come on. Let's go. Donkey Kong our way over. Very satisfying. Yeah, that's not quite right. I wonder, I think I actually need to... The one-way panel does constrain its throw. Interesting. Maybe I just need to clip this from the side. No. Let's rethink this. I felt like there was a very clear implication of taking the boot and then riding out to the other side, but you know, given that you have the precedent of the boot throw into the piranha plant here, I think we just missed. I mean, the first part is training you to do that. Yeah, to drop into the boot into the saw blade is quite satisfying. Okay. Probably need to jump, throw, and then get back onto the claw. Yeah. Probably shouldn't have done that. But we'll see what the SMB2 check is going to be when we get to it. There is no SMB2 check. You can, in fact, survive here, so... The expectation may be that you're going to throw the boot and take damage. But we'll see, because it's always possible for there to be some kind of SMB2 check on the other side of that pipe. It would seem a bit strange to require damage in that location. But I also don't see how to do this safely, so... Apart from jumping back into the claw. Or maybe just having a better throw. Nope. Nope. Yeah, a bit of an SD moment there, I think. But we'll see. Because, whoops. I thought it was definitely very heavily implied that you should be able to hit the plant with the boot and still live to tell the tale. But as you can see, when you do the SMB2 throw with the boot while you're in claw, it's a pretty feeble throw. It does drop right away. Whoops, no. Okay, once again, let's give this a spin. Yeah, as you can see, we're in a much lower position here. Okay. Jump over. And here we are. I mean, this is survivable without SMB2 as far as I know, but... Don't know if that will actually remain the case. But I think it will be possible to get all the way down to the pipe. Need slightly better positioning there. I dropped a little too far. But as far as pipe entries go, I think I should be able to make it without more trouble than what we usually have when it comes to upwards pipe entrances, which is a considerable amount of trouble. Down we go. Okay. We'll hope this works. The fact that there's no SMB2 check anywhere here does seem pretty significant. And there's the SMB2 check. Here's SMB2 check number 1, and there's SMB2 check number 2. So yeah, we do need to rethink that boot segment. I think I just need to swing further to get to throw. Either that, or after a throw I need to fall back immediately to survive with SMB2 intact. Yeah, I kind of suspected that there would be a gate. Nope, not like that. Okay, here we go. Back down and pop that. Yeah, definitely wondering if I will have better options when it comes to claw momentum just to get that throw. Let's not let that blink out of the way. Because what if I just swing all the way? Probably just need to jump up. Nope. I don't know about this. Let's rethink this completely. I don't think I know the answer to that yet. But it seems clear to me that we do need to look for some kind of safe throwing location that's completely recoverable in terms of surviving with SMB2 still in place. I may be totally misreading that, but it might be a safe throwing pattern that I may have written off too early, who knows? Okay. Swing all the way to the right, maybe we can hit. Seems... No, not even close. Not even close. Yeah, there's something I'm missing here, for sure. Something that I have misunderstood. Well, the pig is absolutely feasting today. Really having a very well-fed day or evening or whatever it is in pig time. Oh, look at that. Falling immediately like that. That's actually quite satisfying. That may actually be the kind of thing we're looking for, where you throw, but because you're throwing right next to the piranha, you get to fall into it safely. That's probably the epiphany. Here, whoops. Okay. Almost flubbed that completely. Yeah, jump up all the way to the hard blocks and then release. Except I think I need to hold jump into that. Can't really practice that at the moment, but... I think I basically have to treat it as though it were something like a shell jump input, where you maintain the jump as well as you can while you do a quick release on the spot. Come on. Nope. So yeah, we'll see what we can do about that. All this is fairly repeatable. This, however, is not going so well. Yeah, swing as much as possible, I think, and then... There we go. That's how to do it. Now let's not choke in the rest. We choked on a rest. But I get the idea now, in terms of what the input should be. So, it was definitely progress. I certainly don't know how the level is supposed to teach that sort of thing, given that the first teaching segment here doesn't actually require you to do that interaction where you throw all the way in and then fall into the boot. So we'll see how much more we get out of that mechanic. Like I said, it is difficult to introduce properly. And so from a signaling perspective, you know, the coins are telling me swing all the way up, but in terms of what you need to do to remain safe, throwing against the upper wall on the right side is not something I necessarily would have considered. As you can see, not quite. Didn't quite manage to make that work. Do you need a particularly precise release timing? Okay, pop that. Nope. It's happened a couple of times already, just from not timing very well around the forward bounce as you move forward with the boot. Okay. Toss that. There we go. That was dangerous. I like the gentle element of timing here. Not really a threat, but just enough potential pressure to make the player try to do it briskly. There we go. Difficult input. But it's very stylish when you do pull that off. You have to do it. I give that plenty of credit. Hugged it a little too close that time, and the boost upwards just caught on the ceiling. I think we can do better than that, and that. Yeah, we'll see. And okay, let's try to grab this before it gets out of my way. Yeah, nice little delay segment here. Nope, slipped. And that's what happens when you slip and you fall back into the middle of the claw. That's the next thing to be picked up. Not what we want. Okay, over. And down. Okay, nice big swing. Nope, still not quite getting it. I may need to release faster on the way up, because the idea is that if I'm releasing too late, then we just saw what happened. If you release a little bit earlier, then at least I have time to complete my jump while the boot is falling, and then I have a much better guarantee I'll be able to catch it on the way down, so... Yeah, the throw input needs to be a little bit faster when we decide to go for it. Okay. Try it again. There we go, much more comfortable. Much more comfortable, in fact. Nope, not so comfortable. And that's okay, we can reproduce that interaction. We're in decent shape. Okay, jump in here. And up. Okay, and back down. Okay, it feels pretty safe now. Now that we've worked it out. This dropped, though. Nope. Dropped a little too far to overcompensate for the issue we had previously going underneath. Yeah, difficult to space that for sure. Okay, back up. And down. Okay, once again, let's see how this goes. There we go. All about displacing the timing on everything. Nope, miss. It's an up pipe, that sort of thing is going to happen. Often. Far too frequently, but that is just the nature of the element. There we go. And up. Very satisfying when you do pull it off. Kind of a signature interaction of level so far, too low. Okay. All the way back up. Nope. That's okay, we know we can catch that. Nope, was hoping to get it before the despawn and just went prematurely. I'm sure we can do better than that. Up we go. Whoops, I said up we go. Same problem as last time. But we did manage to catch the boot, so that's the important thing. Let's not overshoot. There we go. Very fancy. And checkpoint, here we come. Certainly hope so anyway. Yeah, just stand off to the side of the pipe here and should be able to take us through, and here we are. Let's think about this. There we go. That is doable. And then it's going to be a duck jump up to the left side, I think. Okay, going to get some stomping in on this thing next. No, I was trying to throw it into this location and then land into it. That did not go as planned. You went back in that pipe, yeah. I was concerned that would be the case. I was trying to be extra cautious about it. I'm kind of curious if you encountered a pig sound at the bottom. Seems like the kind of whoops thing that would happen. Okay, grab this. Let's try this once again without bumping our head. But yeah, just having a decent time. No, I'd need to do a high jump there. I was about to say having a decent time with the SMB2 moveset, really starting to work into things other than just the absolute basics. Also like the gentle reset over here in case you do fail. Nope. Still not the right arc. Nope. There we go. Tricky, but we can do it. Okay. Now we do need to go left when the claw is doing that. Very stylish. I don't know if I'll necessarily be able to do that twice, but nope. And there's going to be a reset here if we fail to survive with SMB2. Really do appreciate that reset. Nope. And still no. Standing too far to the left, perhaps. There we go. What a dangling piece of bait. You remember the Fish and Boo from Super Mario World? The Lakitu who would dangle a coin or a mushroom in front of you the whole time until you grab it and he starts chucking at you. That's pretty much what that feels like. Very similar psychologically. Okay. There we are. Always find that kind of interaction just a little bit risky. Okay, so we'll want to go over a bit and bend left. Nope. Luckily, we do have the ability to get more. Nope. Also very fond of the reset opportunities here, given how tricky this is going to be. Okay. Looks like it's just out to the right. And checkpoint. Stiletto time. Nope. Let go of that too soon. Okay, down we go. And a similar kind of interaction here, except what's going on? We need to throw the boot into the spikes, but I need to land into the 30 coin, I think. And I just missed a boot. Okay. Huh, curious. I guess the idea is that I do an SMB2 jump up this stuff, if I have SMB2. And I do it quickly before I get crushed, and then I get back into the stiletto at that point. Ah, whoops. Bit of nonsensical hesitation there. No, letting go of that too soon, actually. I'm still trying to bend to the right. And the problem when I do that, of course, is that I'm losing the high jump. There we go. Very specific sequence of inputs that you need. Also, I guess maybe the arrow was supposed to be a throw marker, but I guess not. Let's just scout ahead anyway, see what's going on here. Yeah, this is just telling you to do a ground stomp with the big boot, followed by another one over here, so. Okay. Back we go, whoops. Maybe a bit too optimistic about how that was going to go. And that. Well, if at first you don't succeed, die again. Okay, much better. Now we are in business. There we go. Don't want to overdo it. Always the simple things, apparently, getting in our way, but we pretty much solved that room, I think. Let's grab the mushroom first. But in terms of knowing what to do, everything is pretty well laid out and pretty clear at this point. Okay. Nice and high there. There we go. Yeah, I like that property of the SMB2 mushroom. Getting rid of the Goomba inside the boot as we go. Whoops. I was trying to release out of that and hit up to cancel a bit. Timing, unfortunately, did not cooperate as well as I hoped it would. There we are. Bit of a tense moment there, usually. Now let's be very careful. And same with this. No. Still having trouble turning that corner. Seems like it's a lot more of the standard looking spacing and basic platforming that kills me quite a bit more often. And of course the falls into the first available pit because we just do that. Grab this and go. Everything here, fairly straightforward. Can't quite see the ceiling here until you pull up, of course. There we go, very clean. And there we are. Okay, looks like on-off switch is going to drop something up top. I guess we need to throw in such a way that we land on the vine, but then the boot is caught by the claw. No, I needed to catch the vine, and the boot needed to fall in. I think. Not really seeing where the... Oh, I see. It's actually the vine that will probably give me access to an on-off switch up above. So, let's take to death here. And let's redo that. Nope. Red Dungeon, welcome. Hope you've been doing well. You and your motorcycle. Oops. Need to fix up a few things here, but... yeah, not quite getting it consistently, just due to some human error. Motorcycle got fixed, excellent. And okay, down we go. That was far too risky. Okay, same idea. We throw towards the wall. It should land in the claw. I needed to hold up into the vine still. I guess I'd jump up like this. There we go, actually, I like that interaction. Very stylish. And now that's going to be on the lower level. Very nice. Nope. The one-ups were bait. I was supposed to float up here, but I didn't quite get the jump correctly. I think I am supposed to fly all the way up here to this point with the wings. Failing that, I think we are just dead. You apparently had a flat tire, okay. Yeah, good thing you managed to get all of that under control. Whoops. Okay. Let's try this once again. You drove through a screw lying around at the highway exit. Okay, that's really quite unfortunate, but I'm glad that everything got patched up quickly. And that it didn't cause any safety issues in the short term. And Teramis, welcome as well. And yeah, we're doing okay over here. Had some technical issues this stream early on, but that seems to have settled in a bit. Okay, here we are. Oh, just sound as usual, just the problem we have always had here with some issues with heat and CPU throttling on my stream, just killing the audio. I may have to take down the frame rate on my stream, I think, just to get it to run a little bit more stable. No. So the idea here is that I'm supposed to throw the boot. The boot lands here, I land on the boot, and then I can high jump up the vine. So in order to do that, I need to throw earlier. I'm throwing much too late. throwing earlier is going to be to fix. So. But yeah, currently just getting plans together as we get into July to get back into running more indie games here again, which we haven't done in a very long time. I'll still be doing Mario Maker on a regular basis, but we'll be mixing it up a bit and actually catching up on a backlog outside of this game for once. But that will be next month. Still just doing Mario Maker for the time being. For the most part. Okay. There we go. And yeah, okay, this time we'll get a nice big swing and throw nice and early. There we go. Very stylish. When you actually manage to get it to work. And back down. Interesting that the Goomba just kind of takes care of itself when you come down here. I think it's possibly the switches here kicking it. But then the claw re-catching the boot. I think that's actually what's happening, because the Goomba is definitely alive before I get upstairs, but not anymore when I come down. So. There we go, much better. Tug the camera up gently, and then now the moment of truth. Nope. Not even close. Now I wonder if there is going to be an SMB2 gate at the very end. I assume it's going to be a high jump gate as we get up to the GG text. And presumably the flag. Yeah, but so far the level has been decently strict about not allowing you to just take a damage boost, so. Fairly strict quality control here. There we go. And onward. Now let's see if we can make this happen. There we are. Like how you do have a bit of a safety point of sliding against a wall. Very stylish trick whenever you see it happen. There we are. Wonder if I'm just supposed to fall off this rather than jump. Yeah. Yes, but I think I let up on the jump out of the boot too early. I think that was an entirely avoidable issue. And yeah, I like the idea of just falling off that platform at the very end. I think that looks like the correct solution. Nope, that's a crush. Yeah, I think what happened was I didn't hold the jump button, in that case the R button for the dismount, for long enough. I was letting go slightly, expecting to actually make it to the platform, and I just miscalculated. Okay, down we go. Very cool level though, definitely a unique interaction. I don't know why I was already thinking in wing mode, like we were in the later room. It's okay, we'll go back and fix that. It's a nice backswing. And up we go. I always get a little paranoid about that ceiling. Alright, let's try this once again. Very nice. I've seen stuff like that in low gravity before, but in regular gravity not that often, just because of like the trickiness of showing the player in the first place that they're supposed to think like that. Nope, just bumped my head. No. Nope, not that either. But yeah, you could definitely see figuring out that boot throw interaction earlier on in the level with the green boot to be a real obstruction to some people who either don't know the mechanics or don't experiment with them enough. I'm glad we got that sorted fairly quickly. Still having quite a lot of trouble around the corner. And around that corner. That one could definitely go better. Okay, here we are. Same idea as usual. Until we get the jumps down. Okay, that's going to feel relatively safe. And yeah, just cranking it all the way to that wall. Okay. Now let's not do the head bump this time. Be very careful. Ducking into that helps quite a bit, in fact. Don't know about that. Rebox, welcome. See, it's Rebox YT now rather than 64, I guess. You've upgraded from your N64 to YouTube and joined the modern world. But yeah, I hope everything is going well on your end. In both 2D and 3D. You are a boomer no more. Okay. I mean, I guess you really should have gone through Rebox Sunshine and Rebox Galaxy first. That's okay, Rebox YT will do just fine. Whoops. That's just the mainline Rebox. Okay, there we go. Very fun. That jump. Now that we know how to do it consistently. Yeah, here, probably just going to go for a duck jump. Nope, that was a mistake. I just missed the jump button at the very end of the platform. That is a very low ceiling, though, on that corner. With that slope being what it is. Whoops. Definitely a bit of a deceptive slope. Let's actually make it for once. I've taken quite a few deaths in this spot right here, in the pit. Hey, back and forth. Very hypnotic. Oops. And up we go. Okay, that's going to go better than usual, slightly. For the room transitions, I like the drops directly onto the claw. That's something I've actually been playing with in the editor as well for a boot thing that I have not really finished for release. But in general, that's Rybonez and I think very alike. That's more so than most makers. I play things by him, and they turn out to be mechanics that I've also been fooling around with in the editor, except he's actually bothered to finish the levels. Yeah, Lexington, thank you for LARPing as a donor. It's a very convincing effect. And it is the thought that counts. There we don't. Yeah, that could still be going quite a lot better. And yeah, this is the worst person. That was certainly a rip. We got absolutely ripped. Yeah. Absolutely shredded by certain locations here. Okay, no, I'm once again changing directions too soon. That I'm cranking to the right, sometimes before I actually have to jump input going through. That's a big problem. There we go, much better. Mostly just overcompensating for the spikes. Playing a little bit scared. Thank you for the lurk. Good to have you here as always, Red Dungeon. And we'll be trying to catch you around as well. Whoops, I just slid right into that. Not great. Yeah, that could have gone quite a bit better. That jump at the end, though, I wonder if there's something else I should be doing to adjust my method. Just for these spacing to work out a bit better. Oops. Because that seems really quite tight at the end. That even after a couple of adjustments, we're still nowhere close. And it does take a while to earn my way back. Up we go. And okay, nope. Bump my head in a corner once again. It is the simple stuff that is causing me the most trouble, as you can see right there. Here we are. Nope. I knew I was having trouble before, and now I'm compensating too much in the other direction. And that's spelling a bit of disaster. Sort of interesting how this early spot here does encourage you to be thinking in terms of duck jumps, though. You do need it to get over that gap. There we are. Much better. No, I'm thinking too far ahead to the boot throw segment later. I should not be throwing that early, of course. Yeah, still having too much of the mind on the later part of the level rather than the here and now with this little spot after the flag that does nothing other than to remind you of the duck jump. It's pretty much the only function of this little trap here. Well, also for the mushroom to disappear, I guess, but that's its other purpose. Okay, here we are. And what can we do with this guy? Let's punch him. Yeah, just not getting our spacing done correctly at all. You can see how that's cascading into a few problems at the very, very end of the level. Oops. Yeah, very claustrophobic spacing here on this corner. Once again, just trying to jump and flat out missing. We've taken a lot of deaths in this spot right here. Didn't mean to increment the count, of course, but you get the idea. Huh. There's clearly something we could be doing a bit better here, just to make things work. Huh. Had no trouble earlier, but I think I am leaving the platform a bit early now, so could be doing a lot better here. There we are. Let's watch the mushroom pattern, I think. Yeah, I can't quite get it by standing off the edge. Wish I could, though. Okay. And yeah, man, we're definitely tripping over some bootlaces here. Okay, down we go. See, it felt much more comfortable that time. Okay, fanciest interaction in the level coming right up. And I'm going to miss. Yeah, threw a little bit late that time. Well, that's okay. That's what streams like this are for, just to grind out some of this stuff. Well, we can do so patiently. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Much better. Nope, still not. I was doing just fine earlier, and then things are starting to go a little bit haywire. We've been here a while at this specific checkpoint. because of all the things that can go wrong. Okay, there we go. Yeah, really easy to get caught on some of these corners here. Okay. Mind our step. And one more. There we go. Okay. Let's concentrate here. There we go. And this has got to be an early throw. Wow, total miss. Wonder how that happened. The throw was too early. It went under the claw and didn't actually get caught, so... Alright, just going to continue sorting this out. Whoops, there we go. And back down. Okay. See how this is going to go. There we go. That's the intended interaction. Very difficult to have happen under controlled circumstances. I mean, pretty much have to be controlled circumstances in a way that ties into the overall functionality of the layout. Yeah, still put my hand in that corner every time. It is a little bit tight, as is the jump immediately afterwards, which we've gotten very little practice on. Well, we're quite invested in this at this point, having earned our way over to checkpoint 2. Didn't think that this would give me that much trouble, though. Just some challenging spacings to work with from time to time. Okay. Could have gone a lot worse. But we have it. And that's a miss. Too early. Yeah, really quite tricky to make that happen with just one claw. I'm sure the arrow is supposed to be something similar to a throw indicator, but it's not like we would be reading that either way, so... We'll just try to keep an eye on that. Okay. Through the munchers. And let's see what we can do here. Okay, just barely. Still works. And let's go. Yeah. A little bit risky every time. That's the only way we'll get back to this little ceiling here. There we go. Now we figure this out. Felt like I absolutely should have made it previously, but... way too low. Not even close. Maybe it is dependent on a jump rather than a fall, but I'm not entirely convinced just yet. And of course, I just haven't gotten my practice in that segment. Enough for those throwing attempts to be statistically significant. Oops. Let's see what we can do here. And yeah, that, take that. Nope. Yeah, the slope ceilings are really low all around. They've been giving me all kinds of grief. Not even just the slopes, just the regular ceilings. Feels like that's where most of the difficulty in this level is originating. Okay. Through we go. Nothing is going to stop the power stiletto. I don't know how I'm overshooting by that much. There was a clear opportunity to jump ship in the middle. Yeah, you can kind of see how that's planting the seeds of the problems that we'll encounter later. Okay. There we go. Nope. Yeah, I'm sure somebody who actually plays precision stuff could look at this and ask themselves why it's such a big deal, but definitely encountering a few issues here. Get rid of the Guardian Boo. And down we go. Okay. Nope. Too late, actually, that time. Very tricky. Yeah, we could be doing quite a bit better here. Well, I am staying on it for the time being. Although I really have my doubts about that final jump. Okay, there we go. Kind of satisfying to see a Goomba pop out like that. Okay. Doing a bit of a duck into that jump, just a little bit. And let's see what we can do here. Nope, still missing. Yeah, just having the single claw here can be a bit punishing when it comes to your aim. I think that is a bit of a trust the arrow indicator moment, but it's not going to be the most precise action to follow. Check this out. Okay, through we go, once again. And we eventually should get the timing right on this. No. Might be too early. I am going at the arrow. I don't see what the issue is. Probably not gaining enough height into that. At the right time, of course. Given there are quite a few patrols in this sector. Okay. That's going to work. Line our heads. And here we go. Alright, nice big swing here. There we are, for once. Seems to be a bit of a rarity lately. There we go. Just barely. Now, what can I do here? Maybe I... Whoops, that was a slip. Didn't even get to try the thing I was intending. Yeah, I thought for a while that just falling directly would be nice and safe, but I am just a little too short on the jump coming out of that. Okay, here we are. Classic moment, yeah, that does happen. We've got all sorts of those moments by now. But yeah, it happens fairly often that we'll just be poking around and hoping to try something, and then that's when things fall apart. I've been on this specific checkpoint segment for quite a long time now, but maybe there is something to it that is harder for me than it is for others. I mean, sometimes that does turn out to be the case with some types of levels. Whoops. Okay. So yeah, the clear time on this is not going to be pretty. Thought we were making such a good pace early on too, but then the final room in this one had to be what it is. Okay. There we go. Was a little bit concerned about that curve, but in the end it worked. There we go. Very stylish. Love it when it actually does happen. Okay. Up we go. So, it could be a jump. It could be just a fall. I feel like we're coming in too low, but that a jump might not do it either, because I'd have to fall in such a way that it gets under that spike. Not even close. Not even close. Just seems like our closest approaches have been from falling directly off the platform. Hello, Crowmaniac, welcome. Good to have you back. Okay. I'm going to go back to trying to just fall off directly on that platform. That's gotten us closest so far. I think it's just nuances of spacing and timing from there. I think as a method, that's most promising. Okay. Whoops. Jumped out too early, just bumped my head on the ceiling. Yeah, Dark, from what I was seeing, it looked like we were right up to the GG text at the end, but I've made a couple of attempts at that jump, and I have been just a little bit short every time, so... We've been quite close to the end for a while, but one thing I don't know is whether there will be one last SMB2 mushroom check at the end, and I presume there is, just given the structure of this level so far. That's every time I've expected it to check and make sure I haven't taken excessive damage. That does turn out to be the case. Okay, there we go. And yeah, we'll get to number 80 in just a moment. Let me just try to get through a bit more of this attempt first. And then we'll pull that up. Well, let's pull it up now. We have a bit of a moment's rest. Just to sit on top of the boot. And we'll pull up number 80 in just one moment. Okay, so here, by request, is sonnet number 80. Oh, how I faint when I of you do right, knowing a better spirit doth use your name. And in the praise thereof spends all his might, to make me tongue-tied, speaking of your fame. But since your worth, wide as the ocean is, the humble as the proudest sail doth bear, my saucy bark, inferior far to his, on your broad main doth wilfully appear. Your shallowest help will hold me up afloat, whilst he upon your soundless deep doth ride. Or, being racked, I am a worthless boat, he of tall building and of goodly pride. Then if he thrive and I be cast away, the worst was this, my love was my decay. Okay, that's enough the boats. Now back to the boots. So, thank you for requesting that, Cryomaniac. Let's see if we can remember how to do this throw after all that. Yes, there we go. And let's pop this. Okay, moment of truth number 1 and 2. Okay, ducking around that corner is going to go fine. Now we check this. There we go. Okay, let's not miss this slope here. Seems like the Shakespeare did wonders. So thank you for that. Thank you for the GGs. Thank you especially for the Shakespeare request. That is apparently precisely what we needed to make that work. And let me just mark that as redeemed. And let's move on to another one. Yeah, 42 minutes after the first checkpoint has a combined time. So, that could have gone better. That could have gone much, much better. But we'll take it. Yeah, 1.4% clear rate, actually decently high, but I guess the attempts are rather long, so... It seemed like I was dying a lot, especially to the pit right after the checkpoint, but it wasn't really that bad in terms of the total number of deaths, although I'm sure I lowered that clear rate like crazy. Yeah, because I'd taken probably 20 or 30 deaths from that pit after the checkpoint alone, so... Definitely one where I was maybe underperforming clear rate slightly. Hey, let's dip down to something sub 1%. This is going to be Cavernous Canter and Toad, who we're conveniently playing as already, courageously clamors, clearing some claustrophobic cavern chambers. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be yet another Rybonez level that's mostly consisting of challenges one screen wide. That's definitely a style. We'll see what this one's all about. Okay, Cavernous Canter. Looks like we have a bit of auto-scroll that's going to push me right away. And I'm going to be a bit slow. Yeah, let's watch our timing just a little more closely. I do need to gun it right from the start, but the next platform can wait. Wow, okay. Need to fall towards that really quickly and then not activate the thwomp so soon. Yeah, I need to jump up towards the coin from below, and then there's going to be a spin jump off the thwomp to the left. Maybe I can just spin around to the thwomp directly, but I think because the thwomp is kind of on its way down, that might not be the smartest thing. Might not actually work. So we'll just try to slow down a bit on the second jump. The track timing's not going to be quite conducive to just going right away. Yeah, need to get up there very quickly just so we can drop the platform quickly enough to continue. Okay, can't take too many shortcuts here. Probably need a third bounce just to make that happen. And yeah, definitely going to get a little bit squeezed by the auto-scroll boundary there. Nope, trying to get a high bounce on a third bounce, and that was just a miss. Yeah, certain things could definitely be cleaned up here quite a bit. No, too many bounces. 3 bounces maximum, I think. 3 bounces should be able to get me up there. And down we go. And yeah, I need to jump over right away after Muncher comes down. It's going to come down quite slowly because of the wings, and so we need to take that into account and then get directly over to the vines afterwards. Whoops. Yeah, I was definitely wondering if I was losing too much time on getting off of the thwomp early on, but it seems like camera-wise everything is still fine up to the point of death later on. Nope, need to. Some higher jumps in there before we land. Okay, there we go. And yeah, I just need to behave as though that on-off column is just not there at all. Functionally, it isn't, such that So long as we actually hit the on-off switch accurately, we can just behave as though it's not there. Psychologically, it is tricky sometimes to adjust your expectations when it just looks like this very imposing wall. Whoops. But currently it's not a timing issue, it's just an accuracy issue. Yeah, 3 bounces gets me up there. And yeah, we need to jump off the right burner a little further. I'm jumping a bit too early right now. Okay. Didn't like how many bounces I was doing there, but we'll get caught up. Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention to the box there, I have to admit. Just need to get the coins out of there quickly. And then it's up to the key door. Okay, much more efficient this time. Just totally missing. Overcompensating slightly when I'm jumping off the right side burner. I thought I would hit that quite accurately. That was not the case. So yeah, sometimes it's just a matter of finding those adjustments after a few passes. Nope, still running into that. We've had some issues with slopes today, for sure. Just miscalculating quite a lot around some basic jumps involving slopes. And yeah, still pulling back a little too far. I mean, last time I had overshot the sweet spot for that, so we still don't have the ideal spacing worked out yet, but hopefully that will come. Okay, nope. Not quite. Still having issues there, just taking off of the turn blocks a little too soon. A lot of these jumps, pretty much all of these jumps are controlled in some form, or you need to pull back slightly on some of the timing. Really not a level that lets you go on autopilot. Yeah, just having a bit of trouble pulling back on that. I don't know if I should be jumping directly out of the third coin or actually hanging left, but yeah, really just kind of playing reactively around that part right now. But it is going to be hitting that block, collecting all of the coins, and then getting on the block. It's just that the input itself for getting onto the block, in terms of when I'm doing it, how I'm pulling back, those are all things that need fixing. So we'll fix it. Somehow. Okay, down we go. Nope, standing a bit too close. And we just got munched. Nope, still not building that up not very accurately. Yeah, no, I've lost my original ideal timing there. I think I was doing a long, short, long, and trying to reduce that to 3 bounces so it's nice and clean on the spacing. Yeah, like that. Feels like it's a little behind in terms of spacing, but it'll work. There we go. Checkpoint. It's going to be throw one spring and then grab the other spring. Throw both springs, actually, I think. Yeah, kind of interesting that you have double spring throw there. I think that is correct, but we'll see. Because as you can see, the blue blocks down below, eradicating the munchers does make that a safe spot. And I haven't thought about how we might use that information. I got a little bit crunchy there. That does look correct, though, and that we'll be getting all the way up here. Reacting a little bit slowly, of course. Yeah, it looks like I need to peek up there, grab that, but then throw it again. I need to land after that, so I can throw it again on my way over to the vines. Interestingly enough, there are two methods that you can see. Making it over safely. Nope, that was a bad throw. That was not much of a throw at all, to be honest. But yeah, both methods are going to be fine, as long as I give myself ample room to grab this. Nope. Yeah, I'm letting go too high and it's hitting the wall. That's the issue, I think. I needed to make it all the way over. Okay. There we are. No, throw and then spin jump over the thwomp and then land. And then we'll eventually catch the one that's by the coins. I can see how it's supposed to go ahead, I just didn't execute it well. And didn't grab this. Okay. Yeah, no need to even throw the second one. We can just take it up directly like that. Nope. Do need to get that on the first try. Not much flexibility with the auto-scroll boundary creeping up on us the way it is. Okay. There we go. And that's actually going to be accurate. Almost. No, not really. You know, statistically, there's good odds when you join that I will die. Well, I mean, we got a lot of that out of my system in a previous level, but clearly not enough. And next GM, you'll be working, lurking. That even rhymes. So, yeah, always welcome to lurk here as much as you like. Yeah, way behind pace. Can't really afford to miss any jump here, rhythmically speaking. So we do need to get the grab here on the first try. There we go. Up we go. And now let's see if I can estimate distance. That's going to work a lot better than usual. And through we are. Checkpoint 2. I mean, that's obviously going to be a spin jump. Didn't think I was going to make it over, but we'll see. mushroom is supposed to break that, obviously. So we'll just get back here and bend a little further to the right so we can fall onto the next one. Playing through this, mostly I'm wondering, what's this Bufflin level doing in my list of Rybonez levels? It's a very interesting one because it's out of his usual one-screen challenge style. But it's really similar to a lot of the Bufflin style jumping setups that we've seen from a lot of different makers, but I think it's the kind of pacing that you would associate with that particular school of action level making. And momentarily saying, did I check out any Steam summer sales? I did receive an email notification about the sales on my wish list. I haven't picked up anything there because I already spent way too much on grabbing a whole stack of indies for the Switch that were also on sale the previous week. And I'm hoping to stream some of those. I mean, there are some things I'd wish listed on Steam for a long time, but I'll probably just catch them on an X-Pass. Definitely since Mario Maker 2 came out, and not just because of Mario Maker, but definitely since it came out, I've gone back to being much more focused about only really having a few games going on that I put a ton of time into, but it does mean that I've been neglecting shorter, more contained experiences, so I'm hoping to show off a little bit more of that. I need, I think, just higher bounces there in general. I don't think I have much control over that, though, with the mushroom. I guess I'll have to see. Yeah, do let me know if you picked anything up interesting. Or anything that turns out to be interesting later on. There we go. Except I need to not destroy so much at once, so I can stay up on a top level a little bit longer until I'm ready to go down. Yeah, all momentum here. And all damage boost over here. That POW. Yeah, I was thinking about aiming for that blue pipe, but that blue pipe is actually going to be a spawning position for these guys, so... I was wondering, how do I possibly get that height? And it turns out that's not actually the exit. Neat little damage boost segment there with the munchers, though, for sure. Heart of the Wild, like Pikmin. I don't think I've actually heard of that. I might have, but it does not ring a bell off the top of my head right now, so... Okay. Really cool moment there. I see. I have to wrap around and then hit the spiny on a parachute and then go up the blue pipe. That's going to be tricky, but we'll do it. Yeah, the forward momentum is going to work quite well over here. Yeah, that's a lot of spinies to deal with at once, even if it is from a pipe that's timed around blue. The Wild at Heart, okay. So it's not just Breath of the Wild minus a B. With the B button removed. No, I don't think I know it. I've not heard of it, and I think I would have remembered if I were told about a Pikmin clone. Okay, we had the opportunity to go up quickly at a time. I was hedging on that because we had those two very quick spawns in succession last time that got me into trouble, so... Looks like it was not actually a problem this time, so I'll just head back up. Whoops. I just missed the POW. I somehow backed up before I actually grabbed it. And yeah, definitely have to be budget conscious about this from time to time. The thing is, the whole idea of stocking up on tons of stuff on a Steam sale is something that I haven't actually done for many years now, because I used to do that early on, and I think everybody eventually hits that point with both Steam sales and Humble Bundles and so on, that you reach a saturation point in your backlog where suddenly your purchases just fall off a cliff. At least that's what I've found for myself and from other people that I've heard from as well, that, you know, you initially have this shopping spree, this euphoria surrounding it, and then eventually you just get to the point where being inundated with backlog starts having this deterrent effect. Maybe. I know some people just don't stop buying. Yeah, like I said, it's been a while since I've gotten much from my Steam library, especially because most smaller games over the past few years had kind of migrated over to the Switch for me anyway, with the Switch being my first choice platform for a lot of smaller indie games. Unless, of course, they're games that are very clearly meant to be PC controlled, due to being genres that are built for mouse and keyboard. Okay. But then that's just a function of what I've been playing more of in recent years as well. I mean, when it comes to things like platformers, for instance, I definitely feel that they naturally belong on my Nintendo system, given that I'm playing with them with a controller anyway. That's certainly not the case for things like strategy games, but that's a different story. Okay. Yeah, I do need a bit of forward momentum going into this segment here. Whoops. Delayed for too long. I just need 3 bounces, I think, up in the turn blocks above. Okay. Nope, didn't expect to smash a double there. That was what was throwing me off. You finally got to play Bowser's Fury. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, we streamed the whole thing when it launched. It was actually my comeback stream after about 4 or 5 months off. The first thing I did when I came back was Bowser's Fury. I kind of want to replay it, given how short it is and how manageable a replay can be. Given I replayed all of 3D World multiple times over anyway for all the different characters, and on top of my original run on Wii U. I mean, if I can do that quickly, Bowser's Fury should go down in no time. The thing is, I played Bowser's Fury before touching the main 3D World content, so it was the first time I'd played 3D Mario in several years, really, since Odyssey came out. And so in terms of getting used to some of the 3D World mechanics again, my first time through Bowser's Fury took a little bit of adjustment at the start just to get accustomed to everything and get warmed up. So after playing lots and lots of 3D World, I think it would be interesting to go back to Bowser's Fury and just really breeze through it and cat dive everywhere and do all kinds of fancy stuff. It is very short, but I think it makes very good use of the content that it does have. It feels very content-packed for its length. And like I've said to a lot of people who have asked about it on the stream. I think I got much more value out of it than I have out of some significantly longer games. It feels more like the pacing of a lot of Nintendo classics going back to Super Nintendo and N64, in fact, that, you know, a lot of those games are not long in terms of playtime. They're, in fact, a lot shorter than people remember, probably because you're not binging for quite as many hours at a time when you're a child. Well. But they have a substantial and memorable amount of content, and I think Bowser's Fury is very much the same way, although one thing that I would have liked to see is more in-game. You know, more 100% style content that isn't just that extra boss fight at the end. You made it to Rainbow Road today. By Rainbow Road, I mean, you're not talking about Mario Kart Rainbow Road, right? Like, you're talking about probably 3D World Champions Road or something else. Or the 3D World Special. I mean, there's actually quite a lot of Mario Kart stuff in 3D World, all things considered. Like, even one of the first levels in the Special World. Yeah, okay, I see. But yeah, you can definitely see that they've been refining, since Odyssey, just the sense of flow in terms of taking the traditional 3D Mario format that was established with 64 and Sunshine and just taking down a lot of the friction when it comes to the resets when you collect something or getting kicked in and out of zones, where with Bowser's Fury you just kind of walk slightly off the island and back on and you kind of reset it to the next one, right? So the next state. And so you have these state changes that are exactly like the Kingdom state changes in 64 or Sunshine, but done in a very fluid manner. And of course in Odyssey with the Moon Collection, that's when they already work towards making it such that collectibles don't kick you back out and you can just kind of continue and really fulfill that original illusion of openness that they were going for with Mario 64, but were kind of faking. So, I'm not actually as attached to 64 as a lot of people are, but I think that's true of the N64 library on the whole. Like, I'm also not as attached to Ocarina or Star Fox 64 or any of those. But I think part of it was that just as somebody coming from 2D Mario, Mario 64 felt like it was kind of a different series entirely in some ways. And I feel like 3D Mario didn't really hit its stride for me until Galaxy. And I have a ton of respect for 64. I think it's remarkable how much it got right on the first try in terms of figuring out the essential systems that were totally unprecedented. And that's the same for Ocarina. I respect these games a lot for doing things right on the first try. But I've never found them as enjoyable as the later entries in their respective series. But yeah, around the N64 era, though, I mean, I was that's the era in which I was probably most disengaged from Nintendo. I'd be playing some of the N64 library off rentals or off friends. But those were the years when I was almost exclusively playing on PC. Mainly getting into StarCraft and Alpha Centauri and so on. But it's always interesting to think about, you know, how much of this is inflected by nostalgia and by you know, the sort of very, not just nostalgia in terms of the missing that sentiment of childhood, but in terms of that experience of everything feeling very fresh and new and shocking. It's interesting to see how things age. I mean, one thing that would not really have been evident for me at the time, for instance, is how incredibly the Game Boy Advance library has aged. I was thinking that when the Advance Wars remaster was announced, of course, but in general, just with the love letter to the GBA that was the E3 Direct with Metroid, WarioWare, Advance Wars, etc. That, whoops. These continuous spawns get me all the time. Not just in this level and not just from this maker, but all the time. But yeah, in hindsight, the Game Boy Advance actually looks like it has one of the best Nintendo libraries in a very short span of time. And it's something that you don't really hear people say explicitly, partly because it's a portable system, partly because it was fairly short-lived, and also because a lot of those series were already well established with entries elsewhere, like Metroid, for instance. But yeah, I kind of like how the longer we get into video game history, the further we get, the more the total abandonment of 2D design in the late 90s and early 2000s feels like a historical aberration that was eventually corrected. Because at the time, it certainly didn't seem like that. Yeah, thank you for the GG. And yeah, I love the GameCube. I think the GameCube's main absence is that it's really didn't deliver on any 2D content, but what 3D content it did have, I think, was extremely refined, and that the jump from 64 in terms of a lot of the art design and graphics finally getting to a point where it could feel timeless was something that really came together in the GameCube generation. So, like, we're kind of living through that wave right now where the GameCube kids are the ones that are the peak of the content production on Twitch and YouTube and so on. That's like, they're the ones that are kind of most engaged with reflecting on the medium and arguing about it and kind of shaping the cultural memory that way. And in some ways, I think the nostalgia for stuff like Metroid Prime, Thousand Year Door, etc., like all of that is extremely justified. It's just a fantastic run of titles. Here's Obtuse Ossification. Also, notice how we did so much better with this one, despite the much lower clear rate than the one before. That one felt pretty smooth, actually. It's just a matter of reading everything clearly and dealing with the auto-scroll. But anyway, Obtuse Ossification. Very fitting for Rybonez, of course. Luigi gears up for some Bone Bucket Bedlam. Will he survive tonight? Well, I don't know, because we're still playing as Toad. But we do know that Aldwolf has the record on this one, which sometimes makes me concerned, because Aldwolf is sometimes more of a precision guy. A very good all-round player, of course, but we'll see what this one is all about. But yeah, GameCube was kind of an interesting spot at the time, but I think it really brought me back to Nintendo in a way that the N64 really didn't. Yeah, we just need to grab things in sequence. We're going to grab the bottom right last, because I'm going to be jumping out of the bone shell out of that. Yeah, so. No, we want to do left first for sure. There we go. And then we do have to probably jump and then fall back in. Not like that, though. I wonder, because I was thinking that I definitely have to catch this one last because we're going to be going like this, but as you can see, that's not likely to be an either. That's something else is going on here with the night theme. Curious. Because I was hoping that we'd be doing a jump like that. But we need a bit more momentum going right to left to do that. Anyway, we know how this one's going to work on the left here. I think it's actually fairly clear. I think what we were doing was essentially the right idea. We have better timing. Okay. And yeah, I feel like not having some kind of double dash mode fit into Mario Kart 8, even with the introduction of the double item boxes and so on, was a huge missed opportunity, just given that the Switch has so much support for co-op out of the box. I think we are supposed to make a jump like that. I was kind of concerned that it would be something precision-oriented coming in, and while it's not precision in the sense of narrow spacing and dodging pixels and such, you can see why a precision player's skill set would be much more useful here than whatever it is I'm doing. But yeah, we'll fall in this way. There we go. And we're through. Okay, this kind of thing concerns me. But they're going to stay pretty low because it's still long chomp. Okay, that's fine. Just needed a bit of planning. Checkpoint. Very good. No, I want to get on top of the swamp and then take the invincible state, and then it will carry me across. Timing is going to be a bit gentler, of course, when you just spawn at the checkpoint. And then I want to stomp on the on-off switch, don't I? I'll have to think about that, because I think I should be able to get up here. Oh, interesting. I didn't think about that. That's... The idea is not to trap myself here, but to get the thwomp to hit. So in order to get the thwomp to hit, I guess that's what hanging around here is for. Hang on around on the coin that's by that saw blade in the bottom right. Because that puts your height low enough to activate the thwomp. And it also gets in close in such a way that the thwomp is going to drop. So that's how to do it. That we come out here. And then I try not to fall into that, of course. I need to get all the way back up to the question blocks, and then all the way to the left. So I do understand how it's supposed to be done. I would need to execute it properly, though. Okay, good. Nope. I don't know if I can get straight up to the one on the top, or if I do need to go through the middle like that. But I'll have to play with that a little bit. I think I do, in fact. Nope. No, actually, if I go straight off the top of the grinder blade on the bottom right, maybe I can in fact make it. Either that or I need to get on top of the thwomp when it drops. which would not be what I'm expecting here. No, no chance. We need as much momentum as I can coming down low this way. It's actually okay, I think, for the bone shell to get peeled, although probably not. I would guess there is a bone shell check in the next segment, given that that's the only way this is a meaningful challenge in terms of getting up to that question block. Although maybe the question blocks are there because they're encouraging me to jump out. Like that. And yeah, okay, good. That is correct. So I'm going to get on top of the Goomba, hit the on-off switch, but then we need to sustain ourselves on top of that column until we see what's going to spawn out of this location. Oh, a Muncher, okay. So I need to land on top of the Muncher. The Muncher carts me forward, and then I jump out of it to... yeah, I see. I didn't expect a Muncher there, so... I don't know if I really had the information to do that successfully. You have your final week of vacation next week, and you're planning on starting a Fire Emblem then, okay. Well, do have fun. Go in blind. Don't expect to be a completionist on your first run. It's, you can try, but when you go in blind, you will likely miss some stuff. And just from seeing how the game is put together for the first time. But that's okay, that's what multiple runs are for. And I say that as somebody who's very much a recruit everybody player with Fire Emblem, usually. Why am I... Okay, no, I haven't dropped it successfully yet, that's why. Yeah, and I still have to do my fourth run at some point. But, anyway. I'm just saying that there are definitely some things that are missable unless you plan very specifically for them, and so... Depending on the route you'd have, of course. So, I don't know why I would want to go for the question blocks. There's no disadvantage to just taking the damage boost with the shell by going through one of the saw blades and then taking advantage of invisibility frames afterwards, unless, of course, your arc just doesn't fall far enough to get to the door, which may be the case here. Like, why wouldn't I just go through the middle blade on top, take damage, and then not worry about the spike? Okay. Anyway, we'll do it the proper way. And yeah, we'll just wait for this cycle. Okay. I think I just need to hold a full jump out of the Goomba, but landing on top of the Muncher I think is something that I can't really time. I have to just hope that the timing is going to be accurate and stay on board. So yeah, the visibility on the Muncher spawn is maybe not the best, but we'll try to make it work. Okay. Here we are. And we're through. And that's going to be a mistake, except... Yeah, it's possible to recover from that, except you would need a very precise sense of timing. And so... It's necessary to survive with the bone shell over to the big dry bones, because otherwise I'll have no way of cutting through it. So I do need to get from the Muncher over to the burner, and then do a stomp on the big dry bones. I think that's how everything is going to be gated here. There we go. Cut right through and into the pipe. That's checkpoint. Okay, now we jump into the shell. Jump into the second shell. Bounce up, grab the key, fall down, hit on land at the key door. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah, and this is a check to make sure you do, in fact, keep the shell in the previous segment. And here's the flag room, so... Interesting that we'll have 2 shells available over there. I guess I hit off. I then land into a second shell, and then I need to use that shell to bounce on top of the lower shell, and then jump up. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. I just didn't have very good spacing to make that happen. No, just flip that slightly. But we know how it works. Hey, actually dropping the skull this time. Unlike the last time, whoops, nope, that's going to be a death on top of the muncher, I think. Yeah. Is this creator known for precision levels? No. I would say that this creator is mainly known for kind of series of one screen wide challenge rooms like this. I would say he does a lot of variety platforming, I would say, but a lot of that variety platforming, it has this room to room structure, and that's the thing that is probably the most common pattern in his style, although there is quite a lot of variety that is in this list, as we saw with the auto scroll level earlier. We've shown quite a bit of him actually on the stream before. We did a Super World last year, but I hadn't caught up on as much stuff since, and so it's been nice to do this. But yeah, as I was saying earlier in the stream, Rybonez, who made these levels, is one of the makers who, from my perspective, feels very like-minded. It's like he's constantly fleshing out setups that I've also just kind of coincidentally be playing with. And I think part of it is that he also really likes that sense of consistent camera control that you get from having these single rooms and the other structures that he's playing with here. But yeah, very often I'll be poking around with something in the editor, and I discover that Rybonez is way ahead of me on a particular idea. So, very underrated maker, I would say, in that he's not one of the really super popular ones. And he does watch my stream, but usually on replay, because I can't make my times, so... I do know that he pays attention to this stuff and catches up on the videos after the fact. But yeah, he's not very heavily played. I think he's actually very underrated, considering how solid a lot of these actually are. Whoops, okay, look at that. Yeah, jumped it about too late, just destroyed the shell with the state switch. But no, I would not describe him as a precision maker at all. Whoops. Yeah, a lot of these levels... whoops. Very senseless mistake there. A lot of these levels have this really good concentrated fixation on you know, watching cyclical patterns and learning how to play around them. Dropped the shell way too late that time. Fell right through. Okay. Nope. Overshooting slightly now. Okay. Nope. I need to crank my way into that thing. All the way to the right. In order to get this spacing done. Okay, great. Finally got it. Now let's not choke here. And yeah, hugging that corner a little bit too tight. It's going to be interesting because it looks like the final challenge is jumping out of the shell, but then landing on the flagpole without hitting the spikes. And so that's going to be unusually precision-oriented, I would say. Speed record on this was 35 seconds or so? Yeah, I think Old Wolf must have really worked on this one. That's what he does from time to time. Whoops. Okay, up we go. Nope. Almost. Nope. Yeah, 35 seconds. Definitely takes practice. We're not getting anywhere near that. But it's a fairly short level. I mean, we got through the rooms fairly quickly. No, still way too late. Still way too late. Not estimating that very well at all. It's funny because the early attempts went very well. Without a hitch. Like I did in fact one-shot this room the first time I saw it. But that happens sometimes, that I get something right quickly and then get complacent about it because having gotten through it quickly, I don't expect it to actually be hard, but as you can see, it is very timing sensitive. Nope, spacing was totally wrong there. Up we go. Close call. But we'll grab that. Okay. And then now we need to be very careful not to hit the ceiling. There we go. And thank you for the GGs. Making it through some of these at a decent clip after the ordeal, the boot level earlier. So we'll do a few more. I don't know how many more we'll have time for, depending on the difficulty. 0.88, Sandstone Scuttle. Dash through a desert dilemma, survive the sandy summit, and find freedom. I noticed that the levels have stopped recommending a character. But that's okay by me. Look at the face in the cover image as well. Some of the thumbnails have a real sense of humor in some ways. This is not the only one we've played today that has a face. There was also this face earlier on. Does the character really matter? Not anymore. In the launch state of the game, it was possible to create fire flower setups that could only be cleared by certain characters because their projectile trajectories were actually slightly different. But they patched that out quickly because it was just too much of a problem. And I think that's one of the few Nintendo patches that nobody really disagrees with. So, let's see what this is all about. This is going to be an auto-scroll as well, so it's going to be back to a faster-moving platforming change of pace, perhaps. Okay. Yeah, we bounce on a wiggler until we have a chance to get on top of that platform, and then we go for it. I was actually a little bit ahead of schedule with that. Whoops. That's okay, we'll get through it. No. Like I said, one extra bounce on a wiggler just to get onto the right side of that and do some momentum control, perhaps. Yeah, I need a bit more height, but not so much that I hit the muncher. And then that's going to be a pretty tough jump up to the vine from that falling platform, I think. Yeah, because you need to kind of go right away and just have a one-tile squeeze under the blade so you can get enough height to get up to the vine. That's going to be a tough squeeze, that spot there. But we'll see if we can make it work. There we go. No. Let's not speak too soon. But yeah, 2 short bounces and 1 slightly higher bounce is probably a workable pattern. Just need to fix up the spacing a little bit. Whoops. Yeah. Bounce, bounce. Slightly higher bounce. If we can. Definitely wary of that spacing from the munchers up top. No, overshooting slightly. Also notice that because this is not a blue lift, it does come back up. So it's okay to take our time and fall gently, but anyway. Yeah, I need to fall towards that, hit the P-switch, and then we'll continue after that. Okay. Actually jumping down too soon on that. We can afford to delay slightly. Despite all the auto-scroll pressure. Whoops. It's okay, we'll come back up and good spacing there for once. Not so much on that fall though. Alright, up we go. Yeah, momentum control could use some work here. In that specific location. Nope, not so much. And up we go. And fall, there we go. Nope. That was just a bad throw. We really need to lean into that directionally. Project it all the way to the right and then hit the POW. You see how everything was supposed to go. But actually doing it is a slightly different question. Okay. No, I needed to fall to the left of the spring and then grab it, and then throw it again. And so it just took me a moment to read that because of all the one-way panels. Away there. Generally, that was a pretty good time in terms of getting to that segment, though, in terms of where the auto-scroll position was at that moment, allowing me to actually do all that in a fairly relaxed manner. We'll be switching to Pink Toadette for the next attempt, on request. That's how we'll find out that the character really does matter. There we go. Nope. That's fine. Nope, that's not fine. Terrible throw. Okay, down we go. Getting ahead of the auto-scroll as much as we can. No, I was trying to go left there so I could get around a spring, and I just didn't go far left enough. We can see the checkpoint scrolling onto the screen, though. It is in sight. Checkpoint 1 should be here soon enough. Whoops. Okay, up we go. Okay, not so much. Yeah, one thing I do like about these levels is that they pretty much all look very clean. They don't have the problem with excessive visual noise and excessive indication that a lot of other makers do go for. You'll notice some things about the background art as well in terms of how the platforms with the P-switches are contextualized with some more of those mushroom platform trunks. In fact, there is quite a fair bit going on with the decoration here. It blends quite well with the background art, like these trees over here that totally threw me off because I was too busy paying attention to them and thinking for a moment that they were like a 3D world tree that I could climb. Very poor judgment. Yeah, visually it's a very clean looking level for something in this style of platforming. No, I had the right idea, but I needed to get the spring thrown first before I get pushed out of position. Just reacted a bit slowly there. Okay. I think I need to jump, throw, and land. I can't really do two jumps there. I do need to throw in advance. And like I was saying, I do respect that it lets me figure that out on my own, instead of being slattered in throw markers everywhere. Okay. Nope. Yeah, it's going to be a throw followed by landing on the spring, so... Unless it's a soft drop instead, but it might be, depending on the spacing. But now, given that wall by the on-off switches that we got to, I think we just need to throw ahead. Nope. No, bad idea. Up we go. Yeah, that could have gone slightly better, but there's a lot of little fixes that we'll make along the way. Some of this stuff is feeling quite a bit smoother compared to the initial read. Yeah, not quite. Not quite what I needed. I think a soft drop is maybe going to be better there, but we'll just go back there and make some adjustments and see what we can do once we don't just miss the P. Okay. Up we go. Nope. Too slow. So yeah, I'll need to think about what kind of adjustment I make. I think a second bounce on that jump block that you drop towards was the clearest thing that we tighten up, like this block here. I don't really have time to get a second bounce, I think. We have in the past gotten the first bounce up to the P-switch before, and I may need to replicate that just to buy enough time. Nope. That's a rather tricky corner here. You know the other reason that this is a very clean looking level? It's because it is using munchers in a lot of places where other people would be using spikes. And of course the munchers do eat into your entity limit, but they look so much nicer in terms of having a ton of visual clarity for the same function. So I mean, you're not always going to have the entity space to do that, but I like seeing it done this way. Okay. Probably a slightly higher bounce. Just for the sake of time and synchronization. Like a medium bounce. There we go, like that. That was fairly consistent, I think. And we'll just make sure to actually jump over these guys this time. That may have been a jinx. And now we're just running into every single one of them since I actually bothered to speak up about those issues. Whoops. Getting a bit sloppy as we're impatient to get back to the front. Back to where progression lies in wait. Yeah. Kind of off my existing pattern, and I'll just need to take a few attempts to get that back in order. There we go. I mean, a lot of these adjustments are Not hard to make. Still having a ton of trouble getting over that and accurately back to the 8th note block down below. We could be doing quite a lot more to make that work. Okay, up we go. Forward. Okay. Nope. Still having a bit of trouble getting to the left of that spring. It's not something I can quite fall towards, but if I do take the bounce, I really run into trouble with the auto-scroll boundary catching up. So that whole sequence is feeling pretty tightly timed right now. Yes. And okay, let's continue. Always nice when segments do go smoothly, of course. Yeah, just trying to cut that corner too closely. I don't think I trust that jump. Okay. I'm gonna just stall here where you can just go directly, and in fact should. Nope, missed that. I do need to grab the spring, fire it to the right side, and hit the on-off switch again, and then that gets me to the checkpoint. So I was a little behind on time there in terms of beating the auto-scroll. But we know how the pattern is supposed to go. I do need to reuse the trampoline several times. And that does require me to turn back and grab it from time to time. Okay, there we go. Lost a bit of time there. Nope. Yeah, getting off of that and grabbing the spring in terms of falling beside it rather than on it is a significant problem for us here. So we'll need to look out for fixing that, especially with not taking too many delays before we really have to deal with the auto-scroll in earnest. That's feeling a lot better this time. That's feeling a lot better as well. It's going to drop out just in time. No, that's supposed to be a soft drop for sure, so we can actually stand on top of it and hit the question block, but nope. Yeah, we just need to soft drop at the end of the coin segment, I think. Then fall on top as we go. Like that, but without the disaster at the end. Except... really, because... yeah, because something is going to pop out of the question block then, because I'm sure that it's probably going to be something like a flying POW, because we need it to kill both munchers. The only way to do that is to actually throw a POW towards one of them. And we don't have that yet. Worthy checkpoint placement here, given that we are having trouble with this interaction that has been freshly introduced. I'm jumping too high into that every time. Just bumping the corner. It's a very inconvenient corner. It's been set up precisely to cause me issues. Mushroom, I did not expect that. If you grab the mushroom, you take a damage boost, and you can pick up a POW and throw it. So, still jumping too high. It's difficult to get the short jump and the bounce like that. There we go, except I need to not die to that afterwards. You do need to read a lot of things fairly quickly here. And then fire that over, jump on top of it, and then the thwomp is going to hit the on-off switch when we get there. Whoops, nope, that was a mistake. Itchy trigger finger here. Okay. Now what? There's going to be a key there. I need to get back onto the blue platform, I'm sure. Nope. We found the pig. We've been consistently finding the pig in almost every single one of these levels. I think we missed one or two, but we've actually managed to spot most of them. Or one per level, anyway. There are probably some other ones in conspicuous pits that I'm missing. It's almost like a Rybonez signature element in a way to have the pig in a particularly disappointing spot. No, we could just do a short jump in. I still haven't properly read the whole snake block segment up ahead, though. I don't know how that's actually going to work. Taking too long here. Let's take the death and try again. Nope. Nope. Just some control issues, I think. On my part. Not a hardware failure, apart from my own bodily hardware. Okay. We drop in. No, I failed to drop in because I was still hesitating on top of the platform. And I do see how the key is obtained now. Okay. And then I need to jump off right away to get on top of the Koopas, and then from the Koopas I have to hit the invisible block in order to create a platform under the key door, so... Nope. Too far to the left. I mean, we've mapped out everything that needs to be done in this segment. I do know how it's supposed to go at this point. Surprisingly tricky to make it happen, though. Even after knowing, or at least looking ahead to most of the solutions, if not all. Okay, risky, but we did it. Yeah, that was not really a great pattern on the Koopa there in terms of how low it was going. I mean, it is auto-scroll, so at least the synchronization will be consistent. Just from when everything is being loaded in, but... Seems like we caught a particularly bad cycle for Koopa number 1. That we need to go a lot faster to make it happen. Nope, not quite. You really never get how people come up with their level ideas. It depends on the maker. I think a lot of it has to do with just a lot of experimentation, also a lot of playing. Okay, that works. Okay, so what's this all about? You jump on the Wiggler. Hitting the question block is going to hit the off switch. Hitting the off switch gives you access to the POW after you hit the brick. Hitting the POW is going to give you access to the Muncher as well as drop the 50 coin. That could have gone better. Won't take too long to get back to it though. Especially because the way the moving platform lands on the track later under the key door makes that a lot easier than I originally thought, in fact. Yeah, having a lot of trouble just getting off of that platform because it does tug me along a little bit. Difficult to make a small adjustment while I'm being carried like that. There we go. Nope. Really can't afford to miss like that. Yeah, this has been a very full-sized level in a way. Having lots of ideas to work with, and the sort of miniature boss challenge at the very end. A lot of ideas all over. Okay, so we get in here. Whoops, overshot. That's okay. Do trust that I can get back there in a reasonable amount of time. Nope, need to actually jump across the thwomp. That's a rather important part of the puzzle here. Okay. Nope. Need a significantly better jump. Let's not start over. Nope. That's how you know the end is in sight, when the silly deaths keep creeping in, a set of anticipation. Okay. Doesn't matter too much that I'm behind the auto-scroll in that segment, in fact, just because once you reach the end... Everything stops anyway. And there we go, that's all there is to it. Except for checkpoint 2. There is more to come. That was just a mid-boss. So that's the escape sequence, I think. That's what this is. Yeah, but we're just a little behind pace there. In terms of stalling a little bit too much between jumps. This feels very much like a sort of post-boss escape. Very much in the vein of the Metroid games, actually. Whoops. Yeah, I can't quite see the bonsais coming in from off screen, of course, so when we take the fast pattern like that, things are going to seem slightly blind. Nope. Okay. There we go. No, I was supposed to drop the P and then land on it, and then... Oh, I have to P jump off of it, in fact. This is going to be tricky. Even with the very generous P jump timing. In Maker 2. Losing a little bit too much time on the side there between bonsai jumps. I do think that, camera-wise, that seeing the sequence of going up to bonsais up to the platform after that, that does feel like it is not as blind-friendly as most of the ideas in this level, but we'll see how we can make it work. I mean, after having seen it once, I think it's fairly clear how it's supposed to go. Yeah, losing too much time once again on that little curve on the side. We just need to go straight up to bonsais. Not lose height. There we go. Nope, just totally missed that. Interesting, that blooper there. Just in that half position. Yeah, I just need to react fairly quickly though, because we need to P drop and P jump, which is not something I don't... It's not something I really recall having done very many times before, ever. I'm sure you see it quite often in more Kaizo-like setups, but... There we go. Plenty of time. Is that a soft drop or a throw? I think it's going to be a throw on the way up, actually. And I fall towards it. There we go. Yeah, and I need to repress quickly to get the P jump, which is the difficult part there because I don't quite have my timing down. Tricky sequence, that's for sure. I do love this narrow corridor, though. We just have dead center. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we should use that trunk on the right as a visual reference for what my safety margin will be after the first bonsai. Okay. There we go. it's going to be a mole. And then, yeah, I need to throw on a way up and then jump again up to the P-switch, and then it'll be up a twister. Yeah, this level has been a very full-size adventure by itself. Okay. Nope. It's coming in a bit low. Once again, just losing my position a little bit. I do like the muncher stack keeping the boot in place. Whoops. Nope. Alright, let's try that again. But nope, not so much. Yeah, just trying to cut through that. It is a pretty tight corner. But as you can see, a lot of my takeoffs going up the corner are consistently a little bit laggard. That's just a personal habit we'll have to fix eventually. And yeah, these jumps I really do have to go straight up, just to find a good landing location and not adjust on the way up, like I tend to do instinctively. Because I tend to bend into the next jump right away. Nope, because it's a twister, and twister behavior is really difficult to work with sometimes, especially on short notice. But yeah, I love that mole and blooper bit, actually. Works very well with the sand theme in terms of just having something like all the various sand beasts that are present in the Legend of Zelda series by whatever name. Your Moldorms and Mulgaras and all the other moles. And here it's just a squid driven by a mole, so mole blooper. And it's just going to follow you all the way up. Yeah, Monty Moles are just absolutely wonderful in this game. Nope. And in ways that I think are still seriously underused. I mean, everybody knows how good munchers are, for instance, just because their utility is really obvious. In terms of munchers just far outperforming their original function in Mario 3 and subsequent Mario games. But I think Monty Mole has not gotten similar recognition yet, as an element that's punching way above its weight in terms of its flexibility and the number of ideas that you can get out of it. Oops. You wonder what a muncher tastes like. I think that hard collision on the munchers makes me think that they're not the most edible thing. I have trouble perceiving them as plants anymore because they just seem like these blocks of iron or something. Like, Because here in Mario Maker, you know, they're heavy, they collide with everything, they're largely indestructible except for POWs, but I associate them so closely now with hard collisions. Whereas, of course, if you look at Super Mario World, for instance, there are quite a lot of hard collisions all over the game, and it's not just restricted to one element like this. Okay, there we go, up the pipe. And that is a GG. We're going to only catch 2 1-ups. It seems like a very heavily defended plant. That's what it is. Well, 12 minutes past checkpoint 1. That's not really too bad at all. That felt like a really substantial experience, given that we didn't actually spend that much time on it. Now let me take a look at the final clear rates here. Because I don't know if we'll be able to stay for these today. 1 minute there. We'll get a 7-minute clear time on a 2-minute clear check. I'm kind of fascinated, given that I've definitely been looking at a lot of boot ideas lately. But I don't know that we'll be able to stay long enough for these final 2 today. I think we'll save them for another catch-up at some point. So, yeah, I think I'm going to call it at this point. And we'll be back for viewer levels tomorrow and the day after, if all goes according to plan. Moving into next week, the schedule is likely to be a bit different. I might be taking a very brief halt from the stream, not more than a week, maybe even less than a week, just to get some computer stuff sorted out and take care of some other things. But then when we get into July, and there will be a more substantial announcement about this in a Discord when the time comes, I will be replacing a lot of these midweek streams with a couple of shorter indie games that should fit within 1 or 2 streams apiece. Like, I'm mostly looking at things that are kind of sub 5 to 10 hours. And it'll be a nice change of pace, I think, from doing as much Mario Maker, although, of course, a lot of Mario Maker will be continuing on the side, so yeah, we'll see. I've been trying to time like a good computer service break for some time, and there's never going to be a good time to do it in terms of having to take off for a few days, but we might have 1 or 2 cancellations next week at least. But once again, I will post on the Discord accordingly, and we'll hopefully finish off those remaining Rybonez levels at some point, but today I think was a very substantial day. Great levels all around. Some really thrilling platforming. And, well, we'll see momentarily saying about StarCraft, because I might just be without my computer entirely, depending on how things go. Just had to take care of a few things on hardware end, so. But I'll keep you updated. And in the meantime, I'll be looking for somebody to raid, so. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the levels that you saw today. And we'll be passing you on to somebody else very shortly, likely Mario Maker as always. And I'll let you know who that is in a moment, but in the meantime, have a good night or morning or day, I guess. Most of you, it should be Friday. Well, have a happy Friday, and until we meet again, fare thee well.